Okay. Hi, everyone. We are recording just like we very often do, code and dev updates here on SKALE and SKALE Network. And here is myself, and here is Christine.
Hello.
Yeah, and my name is Zhenya Barkanova. I run marketing for SKALE.
And I'm Christine Perry, and I lead solutions engineering.
Yeah. And so today, actually on International Women's Day, we are recording an update that will cover everything that's happening with SKALE Tech, what's happening with SKALE Marketing. Christine has a load of amazing updates on new partnerships and apps. And they have some fascinating updates on SKALE Ambassador Program. As Ambassador Program, Ambassador Gamez have concluded, and SKALE has pushed out, like SKALE Ambassadors have finally joined the project, which we're incredibly excited about. Okay, so Christine, please go and tell us all about the new partnerships and new integrations.
All right, absolutely. So we definitely have SKALE chain updates, which we'll save for Chadwick the next time we get him on. But one of the things I do want to talk about is partnerships, because we've been really busy still in that space a lot. The first one that I'll talk about is Metamask, because as you all probably are aware, you've already seen, they recently released an update that improved the user experience for layer 2 solutions such as SKALE. And what that means is now developers can take it in their hands to be able to automatically switch between Ethereum and SKALE and back again for the user on their behalf. Now, as you can imagine, this is a game changer, because for us, it was the last moving piece or the last missing piece for making a user experience stellar within the SKALE network. So really excited about that partnership.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I have a couple questions. First of all, API-based wallets, that's a growing space, massively important space. And now with this update, Metamask is actually becoming an API-based wallet. Can you please tell us a little bit more about that?
Exactly. I think that's what developers are most excited about right now. Like MetaMask, without being an API-based wallet, they took over most of the user space. So a lot of users still use MetaMask, whether it was it created friction or not. And the friction I'm talking about is when you try to switch to a layer 2 solution such as SKALE and you want it to use MetaMask, the user had to understand and know how to add an RPC endpoint. So as you can imagine, that can be very cumbersome for them to have to do again and again and again whenever they wanted to interact with a different application on SKALE. The reason being is because SKALE, as you're aware, is a multi-chain network, which means that each Dapp has their own RPC endpoint that maps to their own space. And so you can kind of see where we're going here. Now that MetaMask plays within the API-based wallet space and they give developers the tools to be able to make the change for the user, it makes for a stellar user experience. So that means that the developer can then decide whether or not they want to switch between Ethereum and SKALE chain number 1, SKALE chain number 2, and back again for the user. And the user doesn't have to do anything beyond just clicking a button on the developer's webpage. And that's a game changer.
That's amazing. So the user experience will become seamless, and scalability will stop being cumbersome the way it used to be.
Exactly.
Yes. And also you mentioned multi-chain environments. So it's massively important to become able to scale Ethereum through using multi-chain. Metamask, the most used wallet in the space, used to not be able to support that. So now Metamask built a lot of code internally that allows to support that. Can you please talk a little bit about that, as you actually have been with Metamask team through a big part of that process?
Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I think is a misconception that we want to clear up here is that you won't see a SKALE like RPC endpoint appear within the Metamatch dropdown. And the reason being is because we don't have just one chain to rule them all. We have many. So we have 100 dApps. That means that there's going to be 100 different RPC endpoints. And so as you can imagine for MetaMask, that's going to create for a very cluttered and less user-friendly experience within their space. So cue in the API-based wallet approach, where you can automatically just add the ones that you're using directly to your Metamatch dropdown. And so by doing it that way, instead of having the user understand that there's 100 different applications running on SKALE, they only are aware of the ones that they're directly interacting with at that time. And so again, that matched back to a really great user experience and just a really great UX overall for what MetaMask has done. What's great is that it doesn't just benefit us and the layer 2 space, it benefits all layer 2s. But for us, it's just like really important because we wanted to make sure that user experience is first, along with scalability. And with the partnership with MetaMask, we were able to bring that to reality. So really excited about that.
I love it. I love it. Very exciting. And everybody who wants to try out MetaMask, everybody who wants to try out Scale, how can people do that at this point?
Yeah, actually, if you go directly to our developer documentation portal, we've already updated the documentation there. So that way you can play around with some really cute sandboxes that you click a button and you can see the magic happen directly within your browser if you would like. If you're a developer and you're watching this, you can just take those code snippets, modify it for the endpoint that you have for Scale, and get it going. So we've made it super easy for you to already onboard this as soon as they made the announcement. So it's ready to go as of today.
That's amazing. And people, scale.network/blog, article on MetaMask has all the links you will need. Or if somebody wants to go directly to docs, Scale has an amazing documentation portal, which is scale.network/docs. Search works on documentation portal. So just search for MetaMask.
Awesome.
Right?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I guess, the next thing that we'll talk about as far as partnerships, just to stay on the wallet train here, is that we've also been working with the Ledger Live team, mainly to make sure that Scale was fully supported. If you're with us in the beginning, and thank you for being with us in the beginning, you probably saw that if you use a Ledger device, that information was kind of scrambled and didn't quite make sense as far as what you were doing when you were making transfers, when you were delegating. Now that the Ledger Live team has been, aware of what we've been doing, they've been making changes on their side to make it more easier to read what's happening within the Ledger device directly. So if you've seen those changes and taken note of it, that's because of, the work that we've been doing together with that team. In the future, what we're working towards is hopefully getting staking directly input into the Ledger Live system. So stay tuned. We'll see how long it'll take us to get there. But the goal is to make sure that we're fully integrated with Ledger Live. And of course, being an Ethereum, like product or network, it makes it easier for those integrations to happen. And so again, I'm hoping to bring all of that live to Ledger Live.
Yeah, fascinating. I personally love the new experience in Ledger. The very fact that you have control through the device, you have control on the entire experience, you have full transparency. Every step of the transaction is verifiable through the device. It's fantastic. So yeah, thank you guys so much for making it go live. And everything that Scale team, Christine's team is starting to work on always goes live. So stay tuned, guys, for more cool updates.
Thanks, Jenya. We have a lot more partnerships to discuss, but we'll wait until we're further along to discuss those. I think the last one that everyone's aware of is Chainlink. We're still working on bringing that closer and closer to being able to offer the full suite of what Chainlink offers, which is really exciting. We're working with a developer at Vulcan Link to be able to make this possible. And through a lot of the work that he's doing to, again, make the user experience better for developers as far as documentation and the easier way to onboard Chainlink and Scale, it means that once this is live and available to you, well, it's already live now where you can kind of test out on the testnet. But if you want to test out the API, any API call from Chainlink, that's what we're working on next. So stay tuned. In the next few weeks, you'll be seeing that available to you as well.
That's amazing. Okay, Christine, thank you. And I'll give a couple updates on what's happening on marketing side. So first of all, hugely exciting and very important. Scale has concluded Ambassador Gamez. And as you guys might know, we have rolled out Ambassador Gamez in very early December. So we have concluded Ambassador Gamez. And as a result of Ambassador Gamez, we have selected and onboarded 22 phenomenal community members who will be representing Scale in more than 16 languages around the world. So as a result, we have phenomenal people who are massive supporters of Scale, deeply understand the protocol, and they love to educate communities globally in their own language about technology and Ethereum. So what is happening now? So 22 Scale ambassadors have joined the team, which happened last week. And we already have, and the most important goal is to have education of users all around the world, educating people on Scale, on Ethereum, on decentralization, and bringing all important ideas to all corners of the globe. So I'm very excited to welcome SKALE Ambassadors. And what's happening now is that everybody who is watching this and speaks one of the languages in which SKALE Ambassadors have stepped into their community roles, please join SKALE Telegrams, and also wait for SKALE content, technical content is being translated to languages all around the globe. Some exciting announcements are also being translated to local languages all around the globe. And I honestly think it's very important to be able to talk to people in their own language. So let me give you guys a list of what are SKALE communities that are available already. And we, of course, will be growing the program. And of course, there will be more channels. So as of now, thanks to the Ambassador program and thanks to SKALE Ambassadors who joined us all over the world. On Telegram, you guys have Russian, Spanish, French, Turkish, Arabic, German, Polish, Swedish, Finnish, Vietnamese, Sri Lankan, Indonesia. And there are also SKALE Telegram channels, SKALE India, SKALE Africa. We also started a Chinese Telegram channel. And of course, there is a community in Chinese on WeChat that has been going for about half a year now. So please, if you speak other languages than English, join SKALE in local languages, support the community, support ambassadors. And ambassadors are fascinating, phenomenal group of people that I just am honored to work with and honored to have them in the community. Thank you guys, really excited for you to become the part of the team. So the next, we are just this close to releasing SKALE Store. I know there is a lot of questions and a lot of excitement about it. Like honestly, through the process of working and launching a global store with payments available all over the world and also with deliveries available in like nearly every corner of the world, we saw so many inefficiencies that honestly, decentralization and ability to build truly global businesses just cannot come soon enough. So very excited, yes, very excited to launch the store, very excited to have figured out a lot of questions related to how to like run even a very small but international business that does global deliveries and has to deal with all kinds of like questions related to customs and so on. So it's a lot of paperwork. We have figured it all out. Again, decentralization and being able to run community-owned businesses just cannot come soon enough. And SKALE Store for all of you guys will hit the market very hopefully next week. Fingers crossed, all designs are ready. All gear is tested. Just several very, very, very last steps needed to launch the actual storefront. So please stay tuned and all updates will be on SKALE blog. And as always, everything that we mentioned today, articles on blog that refer to releases that we mentioned, all links to all SKALE telegrams in all over the world about the Ambassador program. All these will be available in show notes on YouTube, and also there will also be a separate story on SKALE blog that has all information, all links you need, so that just to make it easy, right? Okay, excited about International Women's Day. Happy to work on this day, changing the world and building decentralized future. And excited to be a colleague with such a phenomenal person as Christine.
Likewise, Jenya. I think, we're both very lucky to work at SKALE Network, where we do have such a diverse and amazing set of women to work alongside. But definitely, it's been a pleasure working with you as well. And happy International Women's Day to everyone out there. You're all amazing. And yeah, I can't wait to talk to you again next time.
Support. Yes, 1000%. Okay.
Love it.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, Christine. Bye, everyone.
Bye.